This is a non-Google example. Here was a pretty good landing page, and they were thinking, well, maybe they should change that and go to a 3-column model and add some more copy. And all of these look pretty good, especially, probably better than this one. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. So they ran a test, and they found that one of them actually doubled this conversion rate. And what's interesting is that you can see the difference between this one and this one, but the differences between these 4 don't seem to be that huge. In fact, you would expect to see 2 of them to do relatively the same, and the other 2, just, the 3-column guys would be about the same, and then 2-column guys. But in fact, there was one that was particularly strong. It was this one. No one would have known that until you run the test. Then, after you click on that, so they were like, okay, great, now more people are clicking on and going to the download page. This was the download page, which hadn't been updated for, looks like, a while. And they were like, okay, well, now that we've run that test on the first page, now let's continue optimizing it right through the funnel. So they came up with a new design, 2 of them. They had one where they have a very clear call to action button, a big green thing, and another one which is a little bit simpler and without an image. This one also has the kind of benefits. So there was a couple of things that could have happened. They could have found that one did better than the other. Maybe this one did better, or maybe that one did better. They could have found that both did about the same. How many think that this one on the left did better? Okay. How many think that this one on the right did better? And how many think that they did about the same? Okay. Well, you guys are kind of, there were a lot of you that didn't vote, but that's fine. Our friends from Michigan and Florida. But you will be seated, no problem. What they found was that one did particularly better, but the more interesting thing about this experiment is that one did worse. So one of these newer, nicer pages did worse than this page, right? So there's an example where you go and they hire a designer, and they give you something that you're like, well, that looks good, but it actually could hurt your sales. That's a good question. Did I not have that one? Well, I'll just tell you. It was the one without the guy. It was this one. And there are different hypotheses as to why. Maybe I mean, it's software for a mapping product, so I don't know. Maybe that picture is like, it's a kind of generic guy. Secondly, it's still trying to sell you, but they've already clicked on the download page. They're ready to download, and maybe you gave them reasons not to go by one of your supposed advantages. They're like, oh, you don't support Linux? And then, because you say support Windows, and then you sort of create questions for them. So one of the takeaways from this experiment is that when you've got the customer closed, close the customer. Don't keep talking to them, right?